It is Friday, July 15, 2016. We are pleased to bring you today's edition of the Government News Brief. Welcome. In the news, high-level government team takes mobile government to Linden, Education Ministry distributes shoes to thousands of hinterland students, and Finance Minister says taxes on raw materials is in keeping with CSME requirements. Stay tuned as we bring you the details of these and other stories. Thank you for staying with us. I am Azim Khan. Here are the details. Finance Minister Winston Jordan says the implementation of taxes on raw materials for local manufacturers is in keeping with requirements of the CARICOM single market and economy. More in this Kadaki Amsterdam report.
Minister Winston Jordan says recent enforcement activities are in keeping with CARICOM's Common External Tariff, CET.
It's not contrary to what is happening on other countries. Other countries are paying. It's under the Treaty of Chaguaramas. The fact that we had been delinquent in the payment doesn't mean that it is right to continue.
Further, Minister Winston Jordan says Guyana has been negligent in not applying the taxes previously and that delinquency cannot continue indefinitely since there are consequences attached.
A local manufacturer drew it to our attention. And once that became known, we could not just ignore it because we don't know what would have been the subsequent consequences. You know, the last time we failed to enforce the law or treat people equally, it cost us roughly 1.5 billion Guyana dollars. As you remember, the Rhodesia case. We also have, I believe, a case outstanding with the Trinidad Cement Company, I believe, when we failed to impose a CET for cement that came extra-regionally a couple of years ago, and Trinidad Cement took us to court.
Meanwhile, the minister says while government cannot arbitrarily grant relief from the CET, it has indicated its readiness to approach the Council for Trade and Economic Development, COTED, for exemptions on raw materials for local manufacturers.
We met with the manufacturers and what we said, look, as quickly as possible we will make approaches to CARICOM. Now we're saying, give us a list of the raw materials so that we can, through our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, make the representation to CARICOM, right? As quickly as possible, through COTED, to get some relief. It's not a local tax like say VAT, okay, where we can manipulate the VAT because it's our tax. This is not a local tax. This tax has to be on this Treaty of Chaguaramas that is required for all members of CARICOM.
Recently, local manufacturers have been complaining about government's decision to implement taxes on imported raw materials for the manufacturing sector. While Minister Jordan said previously local manufacturers were enjoying a benefit they otherwise should not have been enjoying, the government is open to discussing other ways by which relief could be brought to the local manufacturers. For Government News Brief, I am Kidaki, Amsterdam.
The Hague Convention Conference concluded today in Georgetown with participants being urged to consider implementing the 1996 Child Protection Convention to protect families, particularly children, as the region encourages the free movement of people. Here is that report.
Sir Matthew Thorpe, retired Lord Justice of Appeal for London and Wales, at yesterday's first session told the Caribbean community, CARICOM member states present, that the Child Protection Convention is a wonderful opportunity for the region.
Within a region, an instrument which provides protection and justice to reflect the mobility of the people within the region is absolutely vital.
Hague's 1996 Child Protection Convention covers a wide range of civil measures used in protecting children. More particularly, the convention is pivotal in the cross-border movement of children. The convention protects the child from being trafficked across border. Latin American representative of the Hague Convention on Private International Law, Ignacio, explains
why this convention can help in those situations. Because again, when the victim of trafficking, when the unaccompanied children needs to go back to his habitual residence, to the place where his family lives, there is a need for coordinated work. First, this child at risk needs to be protected where he is found at risk. And that's why this urgent competence that is given to the place where the child is found at risk is given so the judicial system and the administrative system can take whatever measure is needed.
Meanwhile, Thorpe stated that there is need for a more global standard to protect children and provide remedy and justice for families moving across borders. Sir Thorpe noted that ensuring this convention is enacted throughout the region will require encouragement of the executive and legislature of the member states. For the Government News Brief, I'm Tiffany Rogers.
A high-level government team today engaged residents of the mining town of Linden and outlying communities in Region 10. A junior team was also in the region. Here is that report.
Hundreds of residents from Linden and surrounding communities in Region 10 took the opportunity today to meet the team of government officials at the Mackenzie Sports Club ground. Minister of State Joseph Harmon headed a team comprised of ministers and officials from departments of citizenship, public service ministries and social cohesion at a Meet the Public Day.
It is an exercise in dealing with issues which affect you as citizens, and what we have done, we have actually brought the government out here. So all of the arms of government, the ministries of government, the various departments of government which have anything at all to do with your welfare, with the quality of life which you live in this community, we've all brought them here so that they can listen to you and they can make decisions here.
The Meet the Public Day series of meetings are being welcomed by residents across Guyana's regions, and those in Region 10 are no different.
We just have a problem with our land, with one of my daughter's lands, and so I came to seek advice on how to find it, because we were there searching for it like 2 days ago and we couldn't find the lot. The lot before and the lot after is occupied, but there's no empty lot between. So they're going to be checking it tomorrow for me.
Are you satisfied with the response you got there?
Yes, I'm very satisfied, because I saw about the minister, then I saw the surveyor.
Really, we from in the mines. And when you come from the mines, the road is so bad you have to travel. And then when you come here, you get in the next. But otherwise, it's okay.
I was working at this company, right? And then it closed down. And since then, that's like over 7 months now. I'm trying to get a job in Linden, and I can't get one. So that's why I come here to see what can happen with unemployment issues.
Every election, they're telling you, you're going to get the land title before the election. About 4 elections passed over 2 decades, and this is burning issue. And they're just angering the people. And I think they should do something and do something quick, because we're new in government, and I think the government should take a bold step, putting system in place and the right system in place.
All right. You're happy with the exercises being held here today?
Oh, yes, for real, yes. They're prompt, reliable, and, they're doing things right, and it's going in a systematical way.
Similar outreaches have been conducted by government ministers in communities in Georgetown, Essequibo, and Berbice.
From the Mackenzie Sports Club ground in Linden, Region 10, I'm Paul McAdam for the Government News Brief.
In keeping with its overall mandate to ensure that all citizens are given the best possible opportunity to achieve their full potential through education, the Ministry of Education has embarked on an initiative to provide shoes to children in riverine and hinterland communities. The ministry commenced distribution of 26,086 pairs of footwear in June to children living in 231 hinterland communities. The Ministry of Education received approximately 3,000 shoes from the United States Embassy, Georgetown, through its Humanitarian Assistance Program. The government of Guyana has expended $29 million to acquire the shoes for the children. The new emergency medical services, which include the training of specialist doctors, will improve healthcare services at the Accident and Emergency Unit of the Georgetown Public Hospital. Details from Renetta LaFleur.
Training provided through the Emergency Medical Services (EMS) for specialist doctors and nurses will greatly improve the delivery of treatment at the Georgetown Public Hospital Accident and Emergency Unit, according to its head, Dr. Zulfikar Box.
Before, we used to have general doctors and nurses who take care of these patients. But what studies have found is that in patients who have acute illness, there's something called the golden hour, where you need acute intervention and very time-sensitive interventions to save these lives. And what they've been finding, if you don't have specialists who can actually diagnose these conditions very quickly and rapidly treat them and do the interventions very fast.
The EMS depends on the trained emergency medical technicians, EMTs, to stabilize the patients and ensure their safety to the A&E unit. This greatly enhances the patient's chance of recovery.
Paramedics, part of the emergency medicine, they have the responsibility in our system to ensure that they go to those scenes and get those patients to the hospital in a safe and efficient manner.
Doctors and nurses trained for EMS will then attend to patients based on the category of emergency, after which the specialist doctors will diagnose, treat, and prescribe further treatment for specific accident cases and other illnesses.
These are doctors who are trained to respond to emergencies in a very systematic manner and very efficiently. So unlike a regular doctor who will take time to figure out what's going on, and if you come in with a bleeding in your belly, we have protocols, and we've been trained with protocols to ensure that we diagnose and pick these things very fast and make sure we do the rapid interventions to save these lives.
Dr. Box explains that with this specialized training, the team of emergency specialists will be better equipped to meet the needs of patients seeking medical intervention at the A&E unit. Renata LaFleur for the Government News Brief.
Over 800 flood-affected residents in Region 5 have been given government support. Find out more in this report.
851 households yesterday received food, cleaning supplies, and personal care items. The families hail from Makuba, Pine Ground, First Savannah, Waterdog Creek, Barabara, Yarrow Creek, and Wash Close in the Maikoni River. The initiative is a collaboration between the Ministry of Presidency and the Civil Defense Commission, CDC, to bring relief to the residents who suffered great losses from the recent flood in their communities. Residents were appreciative of the government's effort to bring them relief.
I feel so proud and so happy for these two things that we have, because we have the flood about 2 months and nobody come here to look after we. So I am very proud and very happy that we have this today. And I must always thank you for this.
This is a very great help for the people in the creek, because the people in need, because through the flood here, got people as a farm, people as a catch crop, people as almost everything. Then people as a rice, you don't get job, no create job for people. So this will be a grateful help for them.
This here is very nice. And the first time I get something for this flood relief. Very first time I get in a flood relief in Cricket. Then come at Mora Point, even finish. Me come early, since 9 o'clock me there, and still me didn't get no gift or anything. But this is the first time I get a flood relief gift.
The residents received rice, flour, sugar, milk, oil, canned meat, and cleaning supplies. Region 5 Chairman Vic Chan Ramphal believes that the relief will benefit the residents significantly.
I'm happy that the government has responded to the call of the people by providing relief to the residents of Maikoni River, Mahaica River, Trafalgar Union, and other areas in the West Berbice. Now they are much more relief. They can safely continue their everyday life.
The family members were identified by the Neighborhood Democratic Council, NDC, which submitted the names to the Regional Democratic Council, RDC. The RDC then forwarded the list to the CDC. Meanwhile, the villages of Lovely Lass, Golden Grove, Union No. 30 Village, Armadale, Hopetongue, Bushlot, and Mahaica Creek also received supplies as they too were affected by the flood. Renata LaFleur for the Government News Brief.
Almost 2 years after one of Guyana's most famous landmark and heritage site was gutted by fire, The doors to a new Umanayana was yesterday opened. The more than $100 million thatched roof and wooden building was handed over by Public Infrastructure Minister David Patterson to Minister within the Ministry of Education Nicolette Henry. Over the years, the Umanayana, which is an indigenous term meaning meeting place, has served as a meeting place for local and foreign dignitaries. The structure was built to 55 feet high. The building was first constructed in 1972 but was destroyed by an electrical fire on the afternoon of September 19, 2014. That concludes today's edition of the Government News Brief. The details of these and other stories can be found on GINA's website. We encourage you to stay updated and subscribe to our website and YouTube channel. All government and other information can be accessed from GINA's website. Join us again on Monday when we bring you another edition of this, the Government News Brief. Thank you for watching.